Welcome back to Overland Florida, everybody. I'm Kevin, and as you know, especially the title of this video, I recently just found a pretty nice 2007 FJ Cruiser. It is all stock except for a little spacer lift, and I'm going to start the modification process into just a trail vehicle and just an overland adventure vehicle itself. My plan for attack is going to be very similar to my last Toyota, my Tacoma. Probably about 85% of the stuff that was on that truck was used. So I'm going to try to make this build as interactive as possible. So if you guys are on Marketplace as much as I am, if you come across anything for an FJ Cruiser, a winch, a bumper, an aftermarket roof rack, interior things, suspension, rock sliders, just anything for an FJ Cruiser, because this one is basically stock. Send it my way. If it checks out, it's a good deal. I'll drive around Central Florida, even go north, and make these deals, and I'll bring them back, and I'll do an install video of the parts that you guys sent me links to. So I'm gonna try to do as much used things to make this apply for just about anybody. Anybody can go on the computer, go to a website and swipe that credit card, put the information in. But there's a lot of people, like me included, that just can't do that. We just can't go spend, $10,000 to modify a vehicle. So I'm going to try to do this on the low, do it on the cheap. That way I can prove to you guys and show you that you can achieve goals and you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. You don't go in credit card debt for some accessories for a freaking vehicle. So first things first, everyone always asks me, I want to get into overlanding, off-roading, adventure, driving, trail riding, whatever you want to call it. What are some key things I need for my vehicle? I always start with 3 things, and I'm going to start with those 3 things on this FJ Cruiser. And that's going to be a really nice bumper. A bumper is going to protect you from sticks and rocks going through your radiator, your transmission cooler, your oil cooler, all those vital things for your engine that you can't really just fix right on the side of the trail. A steel bumper is going to protect that. It's also going to give you an option to hold a winch. So the second thing is going to be a winch. So I'm going to get a really nice bumper. I'm going to try to look for an ARB bumper. I've had those in previous vehicles, my Jeep Rubicon and the Toyota Tacoma, and I absolutely just love them. So I'm going to try to find an ARB bumper for this used. I'm going to try to find a bumper with synthetic line. I don't want the cable. It saves weight and it's just newer technology, and it's just a lot easier to work with. You don't have to have steel cable going through your hands trying to pull it in and out. The third thing is a roof rack. I really recommend a really nice roof rack. It doesn't have to be a Prinsu brand. There's a lot of companies that make them just like that, but I recommend that style of roof rack. They're more low profile, really strong, can support weighted rooftop tents, people standing on there, gear, water, awnings, stuff like that. So if you have an SUV, a 4Runner, a Chevy Blazer, Suburban, Tahoe, I don't care what kind of SUV it is, I'd recommend a roof rack. If you have a pickup truck, I would get a bed rack. That just allows you to have more storage options. So that would be the first 3 things that I'd recommend to anybody doing a build, would just be a winch, a bumper, and a roof rack or a bed rack. So other things that I'm looking at used on Marketplace besides the roof rack, the bumper, and the winch, I really like these wheels. They're growing on me. There's no sense in me spending money on wheels. The tires are starting to get a little worn out. They're 285 70/17s, probably going to stick with that size. I'm probably not going to get any kind of mud tire or an aggressive tire. And this is the kind of part right here where you have to ask yourself some serious questions. The average person probably drives 60 miles of dirt on trails in a month or even 3 or 4 months. Does it make sense to spend $1,300 on 4 BFG all-terrains or spend $1,600 on mud trains to just drive down the interstate and maybe take an occasional trail every other weekend or something like that? No, it does not make a lot of sense to spend money on that. So I'm going to buy, if I can buy some takeoffs, some used tires with low miles, I'll probably put some takeoffs on there. That's what I used for my Toyota Tacoma. People are selling 4Runner, TRD tires, whatever comes on the TRD models. They were selling those really cheap on Marketplace. I just kept buying those and putting them on the Toyota Tacoma, and they were great. So people were selling them really cheap, just get rid of them, and they're really great tires. As far as side protection goes, I'm not in a hurry to get rock sliders. I probably will take these off. I know Tyler keeps hitting me up. He wants my side steps because he just bought an FJ Cruiser right before me. So I'll probably give him the side steps. Timbo's Customs in Highland City, Florida. He can make custom ones for just about any vehicle, mix them right there in the shop. He'll have them powder coated, installed, and everything. So I'll probably go to Timbo Customs for some rock sliders, but that's gonna be a little bit down the ways. That's not really a necessity. As far as the rear bumper goes, I'm probably not gonna do a really crazy rear bumper unless I find a really good deal on Marketplace. I just don't want all the weight on this vehicle like I had in my previous Tacoma. Inside, they do make quite a bit of storage options with MOLLE panels. You can have MOLLE panels inserts that go right there where that window is. You can hang stuff. They make a MOLLE panel like shelf that goes to the other side. You can have one mounted over there. The seats do fold forward. There is a little bit of a gap, so if I put a drawer system in here, I'm gonna have to raise it up, probably put like a 2x4, maybe a couple thin pieces of plywood to make up the gap so the drawers will be level. But lucky for me, the width of the FJ Cruiser is the same wheel well width of the 4Runner, so I can use things from 4Runners to fit inside in here perfectly. So again, don't have to go all crazy. You don't have to spend a lot of money. If you're only going out for a weekend, you're only going out for one night, do you need to have a refrigerator that costs $1,000? Do you need to have dual batteries, solar? It never ends. So if you can get away with using a cooler, please, by all means, get a nice cooler, buy a bag of ice, use the ice from your refrigerator, freezer at your own house, and just go have fun. There's no reason why a cooler can't last you for a 3-day weekend, 2-day weekend, or just an overnight trip. Don't go in debt to keep up with the Joneses, just to keep some food cool. One thing I'm gonna splurge on is they make a nice fold down table. That gives me a lot of options because I don't really have storage in here to bring a folding table or anything. Now for the front where the cab is. I already have a few things from previous builds. I had a company send me a GRMS radio. I have a tablet for maps, and I also have, of course, my cell phone. The interior of this FJ is exceptionally clean. I don't want to drill any holes, but if somebody can recommend some kind of mounting system like a ram mount, I think the other brand's Bullet Point or something like that. If someone can recommend something, I know I'm gonna have to probably drill into the side for one of the things, but I really need some ram mounts for, like I said, the tablet for navigation, cell phone. And then if you guys can recommend somewhere, I've seen them up here before in the the roof right there, headliner, but I need somewhere to mount my GRMS radio. I think they make a mount or a tray that goes right here. I have no problem mounting that right there, but I do need some options to just not clutter the thing up, not drill a bunch of holes. But those are some of the things I'm looking for. Like I said before, I'm gonna try to make this as interactive as possible. So if you guys spend any time on Facebook Marketplace, or if you have an FJ, you have some old parts or accessories laying in your garage, your shop, your shed, you're not using, message me on Instagram, Facebook, or send me an email. I'll be happy to work out with a deal with you, pick them up, and I'll probably install them right here on this FJ. But I wanna keep it simple, you know, really nice bumper for the front, a winch, a roof rack. For the rear, I need some accessories like drawers, refrigerator, some MOLLE panels. I really want to look at the folding table options. And then for the cab, I just need some ram mounts for the phone, the GPS, tablet, stuff like that. So other than that, tires are probably going to be coming soon just because these ones are kind of worn out, a little dry rotted in the center. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to be back in a real 4-wheel drive with a manual transfer case and not some little all-wheel drive truck. The Maverick's still in my driveway, still use it for commuting for now. I'll probably end up getting rid of it soon. But this thing's a lot of fun to drive. It takes me back to my Jeep days. It feels like a Jeep with the little short windshield, but you have the reliability of the Toyota Motor Company. So I cannot wait to get this thing out on the trails.